Yo, what's up? It's me. I'm here. We're gonna try. I don't know. I can't even really check for how the camera looks now. And it actually feels so different already, not being able to see yourself while filming. So it's gonna be interesting. But yeah. Good morning, what's up? It's morning for me ish. And yeah. It was a nice reading I did the other night, 2 nights ago or whatever. Um I did like a different type of a read. I followed it through until the card was upside down. And now I'm just thinking I'm going to continue. So I'm not even going to reshuffle the deck because now the deck is in the order I shuffled it last time. So it's like I'm doing a continuation of that shuffle instead of just doing a new shuffle because I mean, it doesn't really matter. I could obviously reshuffle it, but I might as well finish the spread in a way. And it took much longer than I expected, so we'll see. I'm gonna pre-plan now. Okay, so I can do. Oh, that's interesting. All right, boom, boom. All right, we'll do it and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, welcome to Two Pass Tarot. Luke Dog, Lucas, it's me, it's the Buns, Solar Symphonies. Hope you enjoyed the reading. The first card, so the flipped over card was the Sacred Clown. This is the problem though. Now I can't see if you see it correctly, but anyway, Sacred Clown was the upside down card, so that was the break. And I guess yeah, this is definitely a fool's journey the way I'm reading the cards right now. You know, I'm just really trusting how things unfold, and I think that's just, I don't know, I might have said it before, but it's so important in life, trusting how things unfold, even when it feels like, ooh, maybe things are unfolding the wrong way. You know, it's easy to get stressed out by life, and why? You know, ain't nothing stressful about life really. I don't feel stressed out about life at all, especially not anymore. I used to be able to get stressed out, and you know, you want to accomplish so much so quickly, but sometimes you have to realize that you can't do everything right away. You know, you have to wait. I think I'm not even going to be looking at the camera as much now, so my eyes are going to be all over the room. It's a pretty blank room, so the energy is fairly clear in here. My desk isn't clear. How's your life looking? Is it cluttered, or is it clear? How are you moving around? What kind of things do you have in your surroundings? Are there traps? Like here in the Sacred Clown at the bottom, we got some traps down there. Don't step in the bear traps. Make sure you got your space the way you need it to be. Yeah. So here, next card. So first card of the spread, really, that was kind of the cap. That was like an introduction. I hope it helps you. That's what this is for. It's to help you. And obviously, it makes me feel good too. So let's go. We got the Ace of Swords. Boom. There it is. It's a nice card. Ace of Swords. I always felt is like the flaming sword of life. You know, you have to utilize the Ace of Swords. It's the first sword to be able to clear out things, and all the other swords are built upon the Ace of Swords. So, using that sword in your life, what could you cut out of your life? Yeah. What is not needed anymore? Where could you downsize? I've downsized a lot of things in my life. It's not a comfortable experience, I'll tell you that. So, but, you know, we know, you know, I know, everyone knows what they have to do in reality, but then sometimes when we have to do those things, it just makes us feel so uncomfortable, and sometimes it sets us to be alone. But understanding that being alone is also a blessing in itself, because then you have time to calm down and figure out, So, how can you use that sword in your life? Next card is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles, especially in this deck, for me, has always been like trying to see the abundance in your life. See the different aspects and the different things you can utilize and move around, and how can you take control of controlling all the things that are at your, what's the word? I can't find the word. Anyway, but using all the things that are at your disposal. That was the word. The things that are at your disposal. What do you have to your disposal? And how could you use those in the most thought out manner? Because you have to think it out. You have to think it through. You have to look at what you have, and then you can use it. And that's not saying use people and things for... I think that's the thing. As long as your intentions are good, it's not using in the negative sense, which I feel like using has to it. And in Swedish, there's a word that's called nyttjar. And it means using, but it's more of a positive word. So what can you use in a positive manner? Yeah. What can you build with it? Next card, we got the Five of Swords. Boom. There it is. Five of Swords. This card is harsh. We got one masculine being stabbing, or about to stab. Looks like a feminine, actually. I never realized that before. I never thought about... It looks like it has more of a feminine shape or whatever. Then there's like this golden hand in the background shining, and all these swords and stuff, some death at the bottom. What demons do you have to slay for yourself? Forget about all the negative entities around the world and whatever. How can you slay the demons for yourself? What demons do you need to end, And we'll just forget that it's a feminine. It doesn't matter, but I just realized it this time. But what parts of yourself do you need to put to rest? We all have parts of ourselves that we need to put to rest. I've put many to rest. And I still probably have parts of myself that I need to put to rest and leave behind completely. But it's not always that easy, And then last card is the Star. So I think this first part of the reading, that's what I was going to say. It's like the past. This is like the reflective energy. This is the past energy. These are things that you have to do to clear your past, to be able to be the star in your own life. Boom. And the Star. I mean, I love this card. It's a divine feminine free mind out there. You got lightning striking because she calls the rain, standing in a pool of emotions. That's the thing. You got to be able to stand proud in whatever weather it is. I mean, lightning striking. It's a storm out here in the world right now. We still got to stand strong and shine out for ourselves, We can't be letting the storm decide how we act or how we shine or how we want to live. We got to live the way we want to live because that's the way we want to live, So think about it. Think about how are you letting the storm affect you? Have you been letting the storm around you in your life affect you? If so, then maybe you gotta take a step back and look at it and be like, okay, maybe there's a better way for me to be. And here we go. Now we're coming into the now. So if you reflect on that and you utilize those things, you find yourself in the now with the Ace of Wands. Boom. Ace of Wands. I think, do we start with yeah, exactly. After the introduction energy of the Sacred Clown, we went into the Ace of Swords. And now we're starting with the introductionary energy of the present moment with the Ace of Wands. Boom. That's where we're at. And I mean, the Ace of Wands, same story there as with the sword. That's the first, the wand that all the other wands are based off of. And this wand is the most powerful wand. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's stronger just because you have 10 wands, for example. That one wand can do just as much as 10 wands. 10 wands, I mean, you got 10 hands, you know? So, light that fire, start seeing how can I use my magic to manifest the reality that I want to live in. And it might require you to have some hard conversations, to have a lot of fun, to do, I mean, there's so many ways you can use a wand. Don't use it for darkness. There's darkness behind the wand. You can always use your magic for dark, but that's no way to go. I never did any dark magic because I realized I just always knew, I guess, that if you use your magic for darkness, for curses, for yada yada yada, it's going to corrupt your being and you are going to get caught in the crossfire of that. This is going to build you some heavy karma that you're going to have to deal with, and it's going to hurt you and the people around you, the people you care about, your family, yourself. Who, you know, the world. If you care about the world, then in the present moment, only had one card for this, which I think is interesting. But the one card was a beautiful card. It's the sun. Of course, it's the sun. Find yourself in the present moment. You are in the sun energy. That's what the present moment has for you. It has fire. It has engagement. It has fast movement. It's not afraid of anything because the sun knows that darkness don't have no chance against the sun. What has a chance against the sun? Maybe water. Water could, but how much? I don't think against the sun, water ain't got nothing. I mean, how close could the water even get to the sun? You know, it just burns everything away. And the sun is a prerequisite of life. Without sun, there is no life. That's why we have life here on Earth, because the sun gives us life. There's, of course, many other parts to it, but, you know, how can you shine out in this present moment? What can you do right now? How can you use that fast movement energy to get to where you want to go and do what you want to do? That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm being pretty quick, and I'm trying a new technique. I switched the camera. It's letting me not think as much about how I look, because it doesn't matter what I look like, really. I'm going to probably laugh when I watch this video afterwards. But it's like, you know, sometimes we need to remove the angsty energy of focusing on how this is going to look and everything, and instead just act upon how we wish to act. And I was always pretty good at that, honestly. For example, when we used to go on vacation with my family, then yeah, I like to play video games and do stuff. I was inside a lot, maybe. But then when I was on vacation, boom, popped out. I was instantly in the sun energy. I was running around. I was being all fun and wild, and you know, that's that's when people really like, oh wow, this being or whatever knows how to move. They know how to groove. They're not, when you're not thinking about how things look, how can you be self-conscious? You're moving very consciously, but if you're focusing on being self-conscious, which sometimes can be an unconscious action, then it's hard sometimes. Then you're missing out on being able to be conscious, because being able to focus on things in life, we need so much direction. Yeah, direction. We need to direct ourselves so focused in the direction that we want to go. And I mean, do you want to waste your conscious energy on being self-conscious about how people are seeing you or whatever? You know, how are you gonna have a real conversation with someone if you're thinking about how to manipulate the conversation instead of just engaging in the conversation and being conscious in the conversation and listening to what the other person is saying, and you know, on and on and on and on. Then we switch. All right, so now we are at a different energy. Now we're going into the future. Future had the most cards for this one. Oof. It's gonna be feel the energy already. But here we go. We got the Two of Swords. That's what we got. We're starting with the Two of Swords. Boom. And yeah, I gotta check this. We got like clams with pearls. We got snakes. We got spotlights, wolves, key. I don't know if it's a key. We got some swords. The being is being split in between, showing the inner workings of a being. We got the rain. The storm is, it's not as stormy as it was with the star, honestly. There's a lot of details to this picture. The future holds a lot. Of course, I mean, it's the future, and we all have different paths in that future. So, moving forward into the future, realizing what it is that you are bringing with you into that future. And what do you think the future will hold for you personally? How do you think your future path will align with other beings? How will you be working together with other beings on your future path? And which path are you trying to go down? There's so many paths. In this one, it looks like there's at least two paths. And although very subtle, the left path, one path, leads to the dark, a slightly darker. It's not much darker, it's slightly darker. And then the right one goes to the light. But then, I believe that both paths actually end up at the same place, at the same tower. And when you reach that tower in the future, which path do you wish to have taken? Because depending on which path you take, it will have an effect on you. It all ends at the same place, all of our paths. But which you want to walk in light or walk in dark? I'd obviously say light. I felt like I almost didn't need to say that, but who cares? Here we got the Two of Cups next. Future energy. Two of Cups, very sweet card. I think in a lot of decks it's kind of like the Lovers or whatever, but it's not. I actually have a Lovers card in this deck also, so it's not in this deck. But obviously in the picture, two beings are sitting across from each other, sitting very intimately, but they are simply respecting each other, acknowledging each other, seeing each other. Their minds are melting, it looks like, but I would say that they are merging their beings in mutual respect and love. So, of course I could say, who will that be for you? Who do you want that to be? It's hard to figure that out. I think that's what a lot of tarot kind of tries to help you figure out. Who is this person that I'm gonna be with later? I think a lot of people that watch tarot are looking for love. So they want to know, who is this person? How do I identify them? And I think the search for it, of course it's important to be on the lookout. But instead of trying to know who it's going to be before you've shown each other your minds and respect, and before you've done these things, how are you going to truly know? You have to be able to trust each other and be vulnerable with each other and show each other. And one person will have to initiate that. And I don't think it matters. It doesn't have to be the more feminine or the more masculine or the non-binary. But someone has to make a decision that, okay, this person, I think they'll understand what I'm talking about. And I want to talk to them about things, and you have to give it a chance. And then maybe you do that for a while, and then no, your minds didn't really mesh. They didn't work together. You can respectfully say, all right, thank you for the opportunity to get to know you in that way, but we don't resonate on that deeper frequency, in that deeper way. So thank you, but peace be. You can move on, and then you can try it again. And you're never going to lose a part of yourself doing that. Every time you do that, you're going to learn more about yourself. And then eventually you might try again, or maybe someone will try with you, and boom, that was the one. Your minds just click, melt, merge. And it's not about becoming one. It's about, it's not about becoming one. It's about finding a being that matches your energy, that has the right color contrast to your color contrast. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and look. Don't be afraid to connect with someone that wants to connect with you. It'll be a learning experience. Just, if you don't have to share everything. Share as much as you feel comfortable. And if you ever feel like, all right, this isn't someone I want to connect with, maybe if you feel that right from the beginning, you don't even want to give it a chance, that's completely okay too. But do it respectfully. And it doesn't regard anyone else but you two. No one else has to know that you two attempted to connect but you two. If, let's say, someone you find now, so I don't know, now I'm spinning off on it because I got so passionate about this subject. I really do care about this subject, but it's like, say someone reaches out to you and you're like, oh, that's so weird, why did they reach out to me? But then instead of giving them respect, saying, you know what, I know that we don't resonate, I don't want to talk, take care, no hard feelings or whatever. Instead of doing that, going and telling someone about it, like, oh, this weird person wrote to me, yada yada yada, things like that, you know. Why would you gossip about someone putting themselves out there or exposing a vulnerable part of themselves to you, and then you go and tell other people about that? Then that's messed up. You should really check yourself, and don't do that in the future, because if you do that in the future, it's a can of worms. Deserve your karma. We'll keep going. I won't get stuck on it. King of Cups, anyway. There we go. King of Cups. It's a nice card. The King of Cups, he looks like a hobo in this card, honestly. But he's like a divine hobo. He's got like butterfly wings coming out of his crown chakra. He got his solar plexus beaming out, attaching to a cup. It looks like pyrite, gold. Mostly pyrite, I think. Sitting on an old, rusted up car over, he's like in upside down land, all over. But anyway, the King of Cups, he knows. He's like, you know, if judge a book by its cover, be careful about that in your life moving forward, judging books by their covers, because sometimes the hobo actually has a mind and an energy that you can't even match. Not that you're supposed to compare,